Growing up, I was very to myself. In fact, I was probably the most shyest, most quietest kid you'd ever meet. I would literally work myself up so much that I would get sick to my stomach. And this very much bled into my adult life. It seemed as the older I got, the more insecure I became. The more I cared about what people thought of me. And that's actually why I started this YouTube channel right here. Because in my head, I thought, oh, this is a job I can do straight from home, straight from the comfort of my own bedroom. I can quietly lock away myself for hours at a time and make videos. And I can act confident without anybody having to know that I'm actually not. And eventually, once I started gaining a little bit more success, I started gaining that momentum, I started to become even all the more insecure. Instead of my mission being bringing people value, it started to shift. And now my main focus was making myself look better than what I actually was. And that's why, for those of you who have been around for a while, you saw me for a few years there making like these cringy morning routine videos where I'd talk about like how I'd wake up every morning and like meditate for like 3 hours, and then like after that I would like jump in a freezing ice cold lake butt naked, and then like I'd fight off bears. And the more content I created like this, the more hate I started getting. And the more hate I started getting, the more I felt a need to have to explain myself. And I'd literally spend countless hours in front of my laptop like trying to convince people that, no, really, I really am a cool guy. No, trust me, if you just understand where I'm coming from. And my insecurities just kept building upon each other, both online and in real life. But anyways, Bree, she bought me this book entitled The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson. And this dude right here, he's a straight G. It was a very unconventional book that was very much needed in my life at that point. Because at that time, all I was listening to was like these cringy influencers and like self-help gurus that just gave me advice that was making my problem even all the more worse. But the opening chapter in that book was literally about stop trying. And when I read through that, it was like a new little compartment opened up in my brain. And I was like, whoa, that makes sense, bro. Like, why have I never applied this to my life before? Just a simple method of just stop trying so hard. And then after that, things just started to become kind of like easy peasy for me. And that was kind of like the beginning of my whole journey and how I became more confident. Now, if you want to go ahead and read that book, I'll put a link down below for you guys to buy it. So today I'll be discussing the top 3 paradoxes that I learned from The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, and how they've helped me exude confidence even when I'm not feeling so confident. Number 1, the more you reveal your imperfections, the more people will think you're perfect. Now, this is the biggest paradox of them all, bro. Vulnerability. See, most people, they think to themselves, oh, you know, to like seem more confident, like I need to fake it till I make it. I need to actually act more confident, and I'd like widen my stance and like keep my chin up at all times and like do this and that, A, B, and C to make sure that people think I'm confident. And they're just, all these thoughts are flooding their brain, and then therefore they come off insecure, bro. That's what happened to me. The more I tried on YouTube to seem more confident, the more I tried to seem more amazing and like this guy that everybody should follow, the more people just thought I was a freaking weasel, bro. The more people saw right through me. And I feel like more than ever in this generation, people are starting to recognize fake, right? Fake isn't attractive anymore. You know what is attractive? You know what's infectious? Truth. Truth is infectious, bro. And I feel like a lot of people aren't getting this. The more honest you are, the more vulnerable you are, the more you kind of just showcase your shortcomings, your struggles, the things that you deal with, the more people can relate with you and connect with you. The more people look at you and think to themselves, oh wow, this is a pretty confident dude. I mean, he has to be, right? If he's putting all his crap out there. And so once I learned this, once I got this in my head, that I can just relax, I can be me, instead of hiding all the things that I don't want people to see. If I just reveal them, they're gonna think I'm confident. They're gonna think I'm more attractive. Like when I learned this, bro, it's like a light just went off in my head. And now I was just able to just relax into myself, lean back into myself. Transparency, vulnerability. The second I tell people just right off the bat, straight up front, just, hey, you know, I'm actually a pretty insecure dude myself. I actually deal with crazy social anxiety. It's weird, like people applaud me for that, bro. They literally think to themselves, this dude is a pretty genuine guy. I like this guy. And we've talked about that before here on this channel. That's what makes men masculine. They're just genuine, they're upfront. They speak what's on their mind. They don't ever hide their feelings. What you see is what you get. And we talk about this in my masculine masterclass. The more comfortable you are with your flaws, the more people will revere you and respect you as a man. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like to like make yourself real small and like, woe is me, and like I'm just such a sad little man, and who's ever gonna love me? Who's ever gonna love someone that's just like depressed and sad and anxious? And like, No, bro, like that's disgusting, bro. Ain't no girl gonna be attracted to you like that. Come on. Yeah, I deal with social anxiety. I deal with doubt. I deal with this. I deal with that. Is what it is. But hey, look, I'm working on it. I'm working on me. While everybody else out there in the world is relentlessly trying to hide all their insecurities and doubts and all the things they don't want people to see, you reveal them. You showcase them like a man, like a absolute boss. This right here is masculinity at its finest. Is what it is. This is who I am, and I ain't gonna apologize for it. Tom Hardy actually does a great job at this. Check out this clip right here.
I think it's because I know what frightens me. Do you know what I mean? And actually, I'm a big softie, and that's why I'm covered in tattoos and everything. Is because I'm actually quite scared of everything. What? So hear me out, right? So the point being is that I'm naturally quite a fearful person. Okay, my job is just to observe and reflect people and mimic them. Yeah. So what frightens me, then I portray in characters, and that's it.
So as you can see, Tom Hardy is just straightforward with the way he feels. And look at the crowd, look at the audience. They're just infatuated by the guy. Number 2, trying to make people like you will make them like you even less. Now, you can't respect a guy who doesn't stand up for himself, right? Who doesn't stand up for what he believes in. You can't respect a guy who's just a yes man all the time and who says certain things just for the acceptance and validation from other people. What type of guy is this? It's simple. He's a nice guy. He's the type of guy who, within the first 5 minutes of being with a girl, he's instantly friend-zoned. Nobody respects guys like this. Women don't respect him. Other men don't respect him. They look down on him. And ultimately, he's kind of just looked at as like a little weasel, a guy with no nuts. And hey, don't get me wrong. It's one thing to be cool with people and to be nice to other people and have good, healthy relationships. Of course, deep down, we all want that. We all want people to like us, to respect us. But to abandon all your values and who you are as a man just to be liked, this will be your downfall as a man. It's basic human psychology. If someone is always agreeing with you, telling you what you want to hear rather than what you actually need to hear, you kind of see them as less, right? You kind of see them as kind of wimpy, like almost like you could control them if you wanted to. But deep down, like if you kind of wanted to mess with them or kind of disrespect them a little bit, you could get away with it. They ain't gonna say nothing about it. You see them as small and impotent. But now think about this. Think about the people in your life that aren't afraid to disagree with you, that aren't afraid to speak their mind. If you're being honest with yourself, you low-key kind of revere them, right? You do, and you kind of you have this subtle low-key fear of them, like a healthy fear. You can't disrespect them. You know that you gotta hold yourself to a higher standard when you're around them. So you gotta ask yourself that question. Out of the 2 groups of people, which one do you actually like more? Which one do you actually see as more confident, that you actually respect? Do you respect the guy who's just kind of like a nice, one of those nice guys all the time and who's just trying to get everybody to like him? And no, bro. You actually, if you think about it, deep down inside, you kind of look down on him. But the guy who stands his ground, who stands firm in his faith, who just says it like it is, who just speaks his mind, that's the guy who you respect. That's the guy who you see as more confident. You look up to him, right? And you actually low-key kind of fear him a little bit. Like, you don't want to step on his toes. You don't want to, disrespect him at all, right? You see him as omnipotent. That's the guy you respect. And number 3, when you let go is when you'll finally find happiness and perhaps actually get what you want. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to, literally, let go of your life. Just fully stop everything you're doing. I'm not saying to, let go of the steering wheel when you're driving on the edge of the cliff and be like, God, I know you got this. Just take the wheel, Jesus. I'm not saying that, bro. If you find in your life you're trying to just control everything, right? You're so worked up and you're so focused on the end result that you just don't even enjoy the process anymore. This can actually be counterproductive and destroy you from the inside out. And so what I've learned in the past is that, hey, as a man, you only have control over 2 things. And that is your effort in your attitude. You don't always necessarily have control over the results, the outcomes in your life. So you gotta just have faith and let the results take care of themselves. You gotta let God be in control of the outcomes. At the end of the day, you could just be spinning your wheels, bro, trying to just always be in control, always be in control. And I've noticed that anytime I've done that in my own life, I always realize at the end of the day, I never even had control. So as a man, as a businessman, as a husband, father, whatever the case, the only thing you have control over is your effort, how much work you're putting into this thing, and your attitude. Are you gonna have a good attitude through it, through the ups and the downs? Or are you gonna have a negative attitude, a bitter attitude? And this is how you actually stay in control mentally, bro. This is how you are able to stay on that path. You're able to stay the course with a positive attitude no matter what storms come your way. People who are just solely focused on the end result, they lose sight of themselves. They lose sight of their humanity. These are the type of people that are always just reacting, that are always upset. And as a man, especially as a husband, as a leader, hey, you're the captain, bro. You gotta stay cool, calm, and collected. This is how your wife will respect you. But the only way to do this is to let God take care of the results, let him take care of the outcomes, trust him with that, and just work solely on what you can control, your work ethic, what you're doing day in and day out, your work hustle, your workflow, and then just having a good attitude. See, like here in my business, bro, with YouTube and everything I got going on, if I was to go to my wife all the time about every little thing every little like problem that I'm going through, bro, she's not gonna see me as that strong leader, that man, that immovable mountain in her life. She's not gonna have anybody that she can lean on. At the end of the day, no matter what a woman says, she wants her man to be strong, to be tough, to be the captain of the ship. She wants to look to her man as the man. She doesn't want to see him as a man-child who's just all over the place. She wants to know her dude's got this all under control no matter what they're going through. If we're being real with ourselves, we don't always feel in control, right? Deep down inside, it might be like chaos in here. You might be going through a struggle right now. You might be going through certain things in your life that you don't know how you're gonna overcome, how you're gonna conquer, how you're gonna get out of. Which is why you have to learn how to just let go. Let God take care of things. And be like a racehorse with its blinders on, just focused on your work, what you need to do, and to just dominate the task at hand. And paradoxically, when you let go, when you remove that weight off of your shoulders of having to just always be in control, people start to see you and think to themselves, oh dude, this guy's got his crap together. This dude's in control, right? When really, I'm not in control. I'm just putting in the work and I'm keeping a good attitude about it. God's got the rest. He's got me covered. So you get a grip on these three things, my brothers. You'll see that your confidence will start to exude. You'll start to get that top dog, top G attitude, which is probably the most attractive type of energy you can have as a man. So with that said, if you guys dug today's video, please give it a nice big thumbs up. My Masculine Masterclass is about to drop. Be sure to sign up to my newsletter down below for free to be alerted when I drop that and to get a little discount off of it. Check out this video right here if you want to take your life up to that next level as a man, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace always.